Hey Beth. Aye. Didn't you make a favourite childhood books video?
I did. Would you like to see it? The link is in the description.
Hi campers, welcome back to another video. This week on Educating Elle, we are continuing along the route of children's books. Last week I talked about my favourite children's books from when I was a child, and this week we are talking about the best children's books that have been published in the past 5-ish years. Now, it may come as a surprise to many of you who saw my brief appearance on the One Show a few weeks ago, but I do not have a child. I teach children, I have a nephew, but myself, personally, I've never shot a baby out of there. I don't own any of the books that I want to talk about this week, so we're mixing it up. We're going on holiday. We are trekking to the foreign world of Waterstones in Macclesfield to see what children's books they have to offer, work out which ones my favourite ones were, what are the best sellers, what's going on in the world of children's fiction. I was slightly disappointed that I didn't find 2 of the books that I wanted that I thought were quite popular, but other than that, it all went very well. I was also very happy to see some of the old favourites returning, a lot of Alfie and Annie Rose, a little bit of Paddington Bear, Peter Rabbit, and even Dr. Seuss. They were all there. It was nice. It was nice to know that my books from my childhood are still very much in the running for popular children's fiction. It makes me feel younger in some way. Oh, I'm going to be 23 in 2 weeks. I went to Waterstones with a fixed idea in my mind of the books that I wanted to show you guys. That changed because of the displays that I saw. Don't children's book sections always look so much more enticing than any other section of Waterstones? Even if you don't have a kid, you kind of just want to sidle over and give all of the teddy bears a hug. My favourite new category, a category of books that I don't think really existed 2 years ago, let alone when I was a child, were the women's books. Books about women, good night stories for rebel girls, inspirational stories about women, and was so happy to see that there's now a Goodnight Rebel Girls 2 that has Angela Merkel in it, my favourite German politician. It's so good to see books that are aimed specifically at young girls to inspire them. The one that really struck me that I found was Malala's Magic Pencil, written by Malala Yousafzai, and obviously kind of a kid's version of her story for young girls to get to know. I own this one. I read this a few years ago and it's inspirational and amazing, and I love the fact that she's written a kid's book that has beautiful illustrations and tells that story, that struggle. Next book we have is I Want My Hat Back by John Klassen, an absolute classic. My nephew got it for his birthday last year and we got to the end and I'd been laughing all the way through, and we get to the last page and my cousin goes, "Oh, no!" Because it's got a twist. It's a kid's book with a twist. It's a kid's book that uses very repetitive, simple language and beautifully sort of different minimalistic pictures. And you get to the end and you're still shocked, and however an author can create that, I don't know, I think it's amazing. I bow down to you, John Klassen. Next book, we've got the whole range of collections from Tom Fletcher. Tom Fletcher's There's a Monster in Your Book, The Dinosaur That Pooped the Bed, The Dinosaur That Pooped Christmas, The Dinosaur That Pooped a Planet. The list goes on. There are so many great books that Tom Fletcher has written. The thing I love most about kids' books is kids' books that also can make adults laugh, can engage adults, because if they can't do that, then they're not a very good kids' book at all, and Tom Fletcher's books definitely do that. There's a Monster in Your Book is also great because it's interactive. You open the book, you've got to shake it, you've got to turn it upside down, throw it around. Anyway, that's Tom Fletcher. Next up, book number 3, a book that came out in 2014, and by the title, doesn't sound like it would make a very good kids' book, but oh my god, is it amazing. It is called The Book with No Pictures by BJ Novak. It plays on the fact that most children's books are read to you by your parents and that the parents need to engage in that for it to be an enjoyable experience. When books are read out, adults have to read these words, and then he goes on to give you the most stupidest words to read out so that the kids find it hilarious because their sensible, serious parents have to start reading the word gloop and gah and poo-poo bum and blueberry pancake. Here is a quick clip that I found from the Penguin website of BJ Novak from The Office himself reading to a bunch of kids, and oh my god, it's so beautiful.
Also, I am a robot monkey.
What?
And my head is made of blueberry pizza. My only friend in the whole wide world is a hippo named Boo Boo Butt.
And finally, last but not least, we have a great book that's actually, if you go on Goodreads, caused quite a lot of controversy, people giving it 1 or 2 stars, which I find really shocking because I think it's extremely inspirational, and it's called The Day the Crayons Quit by Drew Daywalt. It's about all of the crayons in this little kid's colouring box writing him letters and walking out and going on strike because they are fed up of being underused, overused, used in a way that is really stereotypical. For instance, Pink Crayon gets really annoyed that he only or she only gets used for girly things. It's a book about protest, about if you're not happy with something, you should stand up and tell someone and make it right. Protest is such an important part of the modern day world in which we live, and I love that Drew has kind of encapsulated that in his book. It's also a great book for teaching kids to think outside the box, you know? Who says that a dinosaur can't be pink? And who says that fire engines have to be red when you're drawing them? It also has the word naked in it 3 times, which makes kids laugh out loud so much. It's so funny! Yes, so that was me foraying into the world of children's literature. Anyway, that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. If there are any books that you read to your kids or your nephews or your nieces or kids in your class that they absolutely love that have come out recently and that I've missed off this list, please comment below and tell me. I want to hear them. I want to know what I can buy my nephew for his birthday that's coming up in a few months. So if anyone has any suggestions, please comment below and like the video. Bye guys. Keep me oil in my lamp, keep me burning. I actually took a pause in filming there to show you the video, even though I'm going to edit it in. He has other ideas about trains and buses and books that should never have been bought because they're so long and boring and about transport. Anyway,